Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
That's unfortunate.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant. A tiny sample of the social media backlash. These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what the View's audience loves. It's targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now. This is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tensions. The former president says he thinks his wife should be allowed to think for herself.
We spoke about it, and I said, you have to write what you believe. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have to write what you believe.
Tammy.
She's her own person. I think that's been clear. I also argue constantly, considering my background on the left and with the National Organization for Women, that there is no real choice when you are economically disadvantaged, when you're on the margins, is that choice only comes in when there's a surprise and you can think and say, I can do this, as opposed to I can't do this. So if this goes also to reproductive real freedom. It's not freedom when you do it. 70% of abortions, by the way, happen because of an economic problem or because of pressure from the outside. But if you have the money, and you can say, I can do this, I can choose this. But that's only when it's a real choice. That's the only real personal freedom, and that's where a better economy allows all of us to get. Nobody wants more abortions, but when you're giving women a genuine choice and they can do it, you have more babies, more women who don't have to go through that. That's being pro-choice, not just saying you can't afford it. This is enforced by the government, but we're going to let you have an abortion.
It was one of the points during the vice presidential debate here recently. J.D. Vance was making that point, that Republicans needed to work to be more supportive of women as pro-family, which they are, he said, and they needed to make that case
and earn her trust.
And earn trust, and he said that.
That was a nice moment in the debate. We're going to talking about it, but I do think that women don't trust Donald Trump because he says one thing and does another. Like he said.
So let me ask you this, because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And
look, The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
And I don't know, and I don't represent The View, and I would agree with Harrison. I agree with Tammy on that point, so I'm not defending that. I would say to you that the First Lady, former First Lady, the second gentleman, the kids, they should be off limits. Let the candidates fight for themselves.
No, but she put herself in. So why can't she just have her opinion?
Saying that she hates
Is it because women on the left, at least these women on the left who are very vocal about, being the only ones on the topic that really know what's going on, they are not accepting of all women?
No, but I think they're frustrated, like a lot of women across America, when more than 1/3 of women don't have reproductive freedom anymore because of Donald Trump's Supreme Court. That is not
because of the economy.
No, that's not true.
That is what forces women to have to make that choice because they do not have the money for an emergency or a surprise. Trump will change this economy, and that's why abortions go down.
I'm going to wrap it there. Good to see you both. I'm glad to have you in studio.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.